Yeah. Hi. You're seeing me before the video actually starts. Yeah, this is like a week or so after the video was recorded. Basically, I don't have much to put in for the beginning part that I do for like the hook or whatever it is, like the part that makes you actually want to watch the video. But other than this preface, yes, it is long. It's about like 45 minutes long or so. Sorry, but it's one of those that you can't really two-parter because it only makes sense to have it in one parter. So I had to make it one part. Link's gonna kill me for making it just one part that's 45 minutes long and not 5 parts. But I mean, really, first of all, it's my channel. Second of all, it only makes sense. Here's stuff like this. Hey there, it's the Major of all majors, Yoshi, the Major. And today, we're doing a bit of a different video, and, well, to say the least, this is actually much worse than I was expecting. But as you can see here, I was editing a video, and then let's switch over to capture card. Assuming it works. Starting Windows. Yeah, there's one issue here. The computer that I have over here is actually my sister's computer that's used for Jack vs. Andrews, and I'll occasionally edit on it. The issue is it kicked up an error about the hard drive. And I hope I can switch, okay, I can switch my other monitor over. But now, I was editing my video and I'm called up because we're going out for dinner. And this comes up, and right now it's set on extend. I need to set it to duplicate, but this starts coming up and I can't do anything immediately because, like I said, we're getting ready for dinner. So I have to, so I'm sort of just going, okay, what do I do in this case? And I'm not resorting for help, anyone. Like, I'm not resorting for help. I know what to do. And this flash drive, and well, probably gonna have to go to my arsenal of CDs for an Acronis boot disk. Actually, we might also need this. We might also need this. And I'll explain all this to you later. First, we need to... Right now, what you guys are seeing is HDMI output, and I'm being greeted with absolutely nothing on my monitor because... Oh boy, this computer's never seen duals. It's never seen two displays. And I'll have to show you my hard drive setup for this. Yep. Windows detected a hard disk problem. Can I... Okay. Duplicate. And... There we go. Okay. Windows detected a hard disk problem. Back up your files immediately to prevent information loss, and then contact the computer manufacturer to determine if you need to repair or replace the disk. Now, let me give you a bit of backstory. This computer I got from the school I go to, and the tech guy had said, look, there's something wrong with the motherboard. If you can get it to work, it's yours. Otherwise, you can scrap it for whatever you want. And I throw a Windows 7 disk in it, and it works perfectly fine. Well, initially I tried to throw Windows 10 on it, but first of all, that was an HP install, and so that was throwing up errors. And now this isn't responding. That's good. And this is a OneDrive configured computer, and I've been meaning to. Ah, God. This is a OneDrive system, so... And it is reporting about the C drive, and... First of all, this mouse is having tracking issues. I could have gotten... Let me shut this down and grab different... speed on. Run. And... Okay. I'm gonna have to get another keyboard and mouse, and I refuse to... As long as it's gonna take, I'm going to have to... Control-Delete. Not even Control-Delete is responding, which is definitely a bad sign. Like... Oh God. Okay. Okay, tab, enter. Oh God! Don't tell me there's also a memory problem. Oh God, if there's also a memory problem, we are screwed. Like, we are royally screwed over. I'm gonna have to run mem tests on this. But, oh God, that's... Oh God. You know what, let's just cross our fingers and hope to God that that's just a subsidiary of the... of the hard drive spitting out errors, but... I'm going to get a PS2 keyboard and mouse because wireless keyboard and mouse doesn't do jack. Okay, we're booted into Windows 10, but the issue is, it says cut back as it can get. It's apparently got AMD Radeon graphics drivers installed, but no NVIDIA drivers. No networking, no sound. But fortunately, everything that one need is on the desktop. So, we want Crystal Disk Info. And sure, we'll go Weeb Edition. You know what? Just run it. It's fine. Yeah. This gives a pretty good idea of what's going on here. So many reallocated sectors here. A few pending sector counts. Yeah, health status bad. That sums it up enough, but look at those power on hours. I'm sort of not surprised. 8,502 hours. And some people have got many more hours. Like, I bet you on my desktop I've got more. Crystal Disk Info. I can check on my desktop real quick. Let's see. I've got more hours on my desktop. Oh, that's right. Because of what I'm going to have to show you soon enough. Yeah, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get a Cronus, but first, we need the disk spindle, at least. Which is right here with a bunch of friggin' disks. And we're going to need a drive to clone it onto. Yeah, you can see that this is, if this doesn't give it away, then you'll know what it is later. The power on this is just it's designed for failure at this point. So I'm going to shut it down and shut down anyway. You know what, okay, I'm making the executive decision. I'm booting off of I'm going to boot off of an external optical drive because I don't want to have to prepare an Acronis boot disk right now. And Jesus Christ, why do I have so much junk over here, not like over here? Maybe it's because that. Who is that banging up there? Let's see, do I have a disc in there? No, I don't. Okay. So here is the part where I'm going to have to show you the disaster that's in here. So, cut to that. Okay guys, I'm not sure if you're ready to see this atrocity, but I'll open up the lens cover, and this is actually not that bad of a cable mess, but let's see if you guys can see the drive. I won't be surprised if you don't, because it's right here. Like, right there, that's a laptop hard drive, and now that I think about it, I shouldn't be setting it on this cloth that came with my laptop, for which the unboxing you can find up there. Self-plug much. Yeah, this hard drive is god dang it. This hard drive is a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive that came from an old laptop that had SATA 1 initially. 80 gig hard drive, which I still have. This honestly might be fixable with the reformat. I don't want to necessarily I want to make sure that I've got an exact replica of this because, like I said, my sister uses this computer, as well as I use this for recording Jack vs. Andrews. So, I'm going to have to now, we're going to need a destination drive, which we're just going to conveniently swap in this a Toshiba. Wait, this hard drive looks familiar. I bet you if you have been subscribed for the past year or so, this hard drive is familiar because it came from this laptop. This laptop that was just conveniently placed off screen. Now, I think you guys get where I'm going with this one. I'm tightening up the tripod. That's where I'm going with this. I'm going to be taking out the drive in here, which I did end up duct taping the battery in. But we are going to be extracting the drive that we put in here, and well, this is going to be my dad's computer in the future, and well, you might just simply deal with the fact that it's a hard drive, not necessary. If he wants it later, he can do the repair easily. You'll have to watch my repair if he needs a tutorial. But, oh yes, this stickiness that, oh God. Yeah, okay. Whew. Put a little bit more oomph in that than I would like. But I did also fix the issue with this computer that you had to spam like F11, I think it was, for the boot options, and then boot into the hard drive or SSD. There we go. I fixed it by, believe it or not, unplugging the SATA connector, which actually I'm going to have to. Here we go. I unplugged the SATA connector. Oh, that's not captive. That sucks. Put it in your mouth to start off with, right? No, who am I kidding? Don't ever put stuff in your mouth. You put stuff in an the unintentional parts tray. Now, unscrew this. You're not captive, so you can come out. Are you seriously going to be that stubborn? Fine then. There we go, now you come out. So, unplug the SATA, and now comes the fun part. Taking out these screws. Actually, they're not that bad, I mean. They're more of a pain whenever you're trying to screw them in. And power goes... I am trying to keep this on camera, but it is kind of hard to do so right now. Because my desk is not on the same... I don't know, I'm just trying to complain right now. I don't have HDMI output configured, that's what it is. So this SSD will be used in Ella's computer, who, if you can figure it out, is Cute Gracie and is my sister. Yep. Now, here's the SSD, 1 terabyte, and wait, is this like, this is actually like metal, now that I think about it. Yeah, basically 1 terabyte. The Windows install on here has been backed up several times, so I'm not concerned about that. What we are going to be doing, though, is installing this crappy old hard drive, and you thought, no, I'm not going to. I'll put it in the brackets, which I don't know where I put. Oh, there it went. I am a mess. Which actually, this is a bit... Whenever I was doing the repair, I didn't notice that this is actually a little bit thinner. I mean, is it? Yeah, it's actually a little bit thinner. Like, it is a bit thinner. Like, it's thinner enough that it actually messes up how you install it. So now comes the fun part, screwing it in. And Jack, if you're watching this, no, that's literally taking a screwdriver and screwing in a screw. Some people, man. Screw in the screw. Ooh, I wish I didn't make these jokes right now. Oh. And I also did upgrade from 4 to 8 if the internals look a little bit different from last time, because that there's a second stick of RAM in there. Okay. Which, I mean, it's going to be used for netbook purposes for this, so 4 gigs of RAM might be enough, really. This I don't even expect to be used for a long term, just enough for my dad to get by for a couple years of his job and some travel as well. But we can plug this in, and we've gone back to the initial drive that was in here. And if we really wanted to, we could go back to the initial configuration it was ever in and yoink out this stick of RAM. But we're not going to do that because 4 gigs of RAM isn't enough for modern OSs nowadays. Laptop, actually. I'm not sure if I'm not twisting it enough. If you want more than one Chrome tab open, you have to have at least 8 gigs of RAM, recommended 16. Though, I'll be honest, modern laptops are getting better at like battery consumption, so you can get by with 16 gigs of RAM for fairly cheap. I might actually swap out this stick of RAM for my 2 gig stick, and so that way my dad can get a little bit better battery life while still being able to have more than one Chrome tab open. Yep, this is... Oh, no, I need to look at the battery, which I put right here. And I'm going to have to reset CMOS because the drive has been swapped. You know, the battery's been removed, so that means that the CMOS has to be reset, but the last time I'm going to use this is probably to reformat this with Windows 10. Like a blank install Windows 10. And if you're wondering why we had to go external storage for Medium, we're disconnecting the optical drive, at least temporarily. So long enough that we can transfer this over at SATA 3 speeds. This is connected to SATA 2 because optical drives don't need to be on SATA 3. They only need to be on SATA 2. SSDs, however, desperately need that SATA 3 performance. And honestly, there's a bunch of other junk in here that we don't necessarily need. Okay, that power can stay connected, but we need another SATA connector, which we've got right here, which I guess we can use. Oh god, that would mean I'd have to flip. What am I doing? I don't know how computers work. Okay, I'll plug this in at the bottom. Actually, let me grab a SATA to Molex adapter. Or Molex to SATA adapter. Real quick. Okay, I've got the adapter, and I'm now noticing that that is actually a lot of thicker gauge there. Let's hope it doesn't kill itself, because it is 4 cables, but I won't be keeping it powered up for long, right? Oh god. Now having regrets using SATA to Molex adapter. Do I have a working Molex connector? You know what? I'm checking out on the SATA to Molex adapter. I'm just going with SATA. Just wish that I was given a bit more slack in that department. Honestly, why? Why? This is too cable managed. Like, you're wiring it through. Oh, make sure you unplug before you remove motherboard power. Or else you can be an idiot like me and nearly kill components. Oh my god. I want to have these both out, but honestly, like, I don't think I can. So. You know what? I'm just going to plug it in underneath. I cannot jank this, which is the annoying part, because if I did, I have the potential of killing computer components, which the very first world problem of not wanting to jank things for hard drives. That's not necessarily that first world of a problem, because you kill stuff. Even though I'm being like extremely rough with this. And let me try popping out this. Oh god. Let's hope that physical damage, that this is good enough at withstanding physical damage, considering it was a laptop hard drive and plug you in there and just set you in there. Now, what I might actually do first off is disconnect this from power and see. That's right, after you plug it in, give it power, see if it, did it always be as long as that? Okay, I think we're good. Let's see if we can boot into Windows 10 off of this SSD, which it looks like we can. That's odd because yeah, probably won't have Windows 10 on there for long though, so. No, who am I kidding? It won't have Windows 10 on there for long. Now this SSD does still have some, what the crap? Yeah, I'm not going to be sticking with this SSD because everything that my sister uses is on here. Everything that, oh my god, yep. I'm guessing this isn't 640 by 480. 1024 by 768, okay. It's a little bit better. Can I get 1920 by 1080? I can. But ideally we're not going to be keeping this around, so we can just shut this down and say goodbye to this Windows 10 installation. She will be upgrading to Windows 10 whenever Windows 7 stops getting support. Dang it, that sucks. I've always had a good track record with WD drives. Seagate drives have almost always failed on me. Actually, Seagate drives are much more prone to having like a... Okay, you know what? We're using this SATA to Molex adapter because this is why modular power supplies are a godsend nowadays, because this is something you don't have to deal with using adapters. And we're going to plug you into there. And you're probably wondering, why do you want this out? Well, so I can actually... Oh, okay. So I can keep this on set and actually connect it with USB 3, because that is something on this motherboard that does exist. Even though this was a motherboard that didn't have headers for that, though. Which makes sense, I guess. Okay, that's... Actually, no, I can't even do that. I have to do it over here because the power cable can't reach. And I guess I'm stuck with USB 2. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Because I don't have a USB 3 drive that's free enough. I have a USB 3 drive that I could use, but it's and that's my editing drive. So let's power this up. Delete is go to, and you eject. And let me get Acronis 2016. iBoot, computers, flash drive CD, CDR, print shop, print hearted, element, Central Elements 2000, Cat Attack, XADV, Netgear wireless drivers. I managed to lose this, and I think it was my sister's laptop. But this is what we're looking for. I'm sorry, this is what we're looking for. Boot disk Acronis 2016. Perfectly legit, because I actually do own a copy of it. But we can actually see here some essential stats. The CPU is running at 36 degrees Celsius, which I believe that's actually pretty cool. And this is a stock heatsink after all. But really we need to go over to save and exit. And this drive and Acronis, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. And we're going to blow out this Windows 10 drive. Don't really want to, but that's the way it has to go. And I'm actually going to, like, stop recording on that. Now, we're booting into Acronis here, and I'm actually going to connect my left monitor, because that's actually been disconnected for a bit. Oh, God! Get in there, you ferocious. Fill in the blank. Okay, now I'm gonna have to rearrange my desktop because I disconnected and reconnected a monitor. And there we go. Project to monitor 2. And we're going to want to tools and utilities, clone disk. Next, clone this to... I mean, I could have done a sector test, but I didn't want to risk losing any more data than what I was being warned about by Windows. And this is our destination. Oh God, I don't really want to nuke it out because, you know what, I've already got it copied over. What's that red X about? Is that about... options? go to finish, but go to options. You don't want to exclude anything. I want to copy over everything. Oh, copying partition oh, does that mean it's copying over bad sectors as well? I hope it doesn't. But I want to shut down whenever it's done. So that way I can just finish up, disconnect this drive, and basically, like, work on it, like, on a different video. Even though this is probably going to be like a 2 or 3-parter. Okay, so I'm on the phone with Link, just trying to pass time, and failed to read data from the disk. Failed to read from sector 259 million, 22,464 of hard disk 1. Try to repeat the operation. If the error persists, check the disk using check disk utility and create a backup of the disk. Direct to read write operation has failed. Input output error. Let's retry. You know what? Retry that sector. Retry. Retry. Okay. You know what? There's several bad sectors. I'm going to try ignoring it. I'm just going to ignore it. That's asking for failure. At least, I'm guessing that the main Windows stuff has been transferred over, and primarily what's going to be... Hopefully Windows can detect that something is broken and that it can actually get it fixed. Okay, so we're actually done now. The clone disk is finished. After this is the 3rd try now, and a lot of I've had to deal with because of me getting frustrated because this was 3 times, and 2nd time it restarted itself and I had to restart it, but it's supposedly transferred over now. I'm going to get this camcorder going, and it's kind of awkward to position the tripod whenever you're in the front of it, but okay. So we need to shut this down by closing this out, and power should be revoked. No. Just power it off. Now, what I'm going to do, which is what I should do every time, is power it off. The power supply. Or technically should, like, unplug it from the wall, but I mean, honestly, I just want to sit here. So we've got the SSD here, and what we're going to do here is disconnect this and this, and actually this as well. I'm actually going to do a bit more swapping around as well, because Jesus Christ, this thing is like so, jeez, like it's so like tight. But plug that in and plug the optical drive in with this right angle one, because honestly, don't really care. If I could aim it in, that would be great. Okay, this we're going to plug this SATA into here. Just set that in there, because now this is an SSD. Don't really have to worry about where we mount it, though. I would prefer if it could. That didn't happen. There we go. That's much better. Now just get all that in there. And let's hope that this can actually boot into Windows. Because I haven't turned the power supply on. And yeah, the SSD is sitting right in there. And here's the hard drive that wasn't there. Which, let's go into F12. And we see, not the Blu-ray drive. But we see SanDisk Ultra 2 960. We actually want that. And come on. Come on, I'd like to get this done with pretty soon. And oh my god, that's an SSD startup. If I've ever seen one, that's an SSD startup right there. And it's 11:58 and oh yeah, dev inst corrupt file. Okay, I'm gonna have to run. I'm going to have to repair the install, but everything is working now. Starting from Discord, and Wi-Fi is working right out of the box, and Bitdefender wants a piece of my butt. Like, we could launch up. Did that just happen? Like, let me check something. I think I just heard a pop. I mean, everything is working now, which that's excellent. This is like, yep, Ella never uses Discord, but she's got it just in case. But yeah, this is an SSD startup if I've ever seen one, and I am looking for okay, so on. Okay. Yes. And now restart this because it did. Wait, what? Should you run check disks on SSDs? I actually don't know. If you guys enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell, so that way you never miss a video. In fact, another video will be setting up this laptop, because I still have some benchmarks to do for my new laptop, compared to my old one, but I have just got a few gaming benchmarks around here, and then I'll set this up for my dad, which oh my god, he's been without a laptop for so long, and this laptop will be a godsend for him, so yeah. Next video will be about this laptop, so yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! Before this video actually ends, shout out to Roland Wiles for becoming a $20 Patreon. Feel free to follow his Twitch, which is xxboy69.